welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. On this morning's update, we're going to look at the retracement that's going on across cryptocurrency. We talked yesterday about XRP having the likelihood, if it didn't just continue railing, which would be unlikely after you have such a quick push up, that we should backtest around that 67-cent mark. We'll go over that, as it is very unusual to have such a big breakout and then not test a pattern that, in this case, was valid since June of 2022 as a resistance. We've yet to be able to, in the last 2 years roughly, be able to break above and then come back down and hold it as a support. So that is what we're trying to do this morning. We'll also go into very quickly this morning, as some of you have bought AMP a few days ago with me at about 4.9 cents. While yesterday it was up 130% roughly. And right now, well, today it's still up 95%. So it's up about 220% since we bought it. I did make a strategic move because it came up so quickly. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, but what we're really focused here on is with Bitcoin, it's down 167 points right now. It had a volatile swing overnight. Bitcoin came down overnight. I believe it was, what was this? We came down to 71,307. So basically 71,300. Then Bitcoin proceeded to go up 1,700 points from there and tap 73K this morning. Well, now, all of a sudden, we can see it rotate. XRP did come down, but it didn't come far enough. In my opinion, it didn't come far enough down. It looked like it needed a little more of a push. We'll take a look at XDC as it had got off to a hot start, but now it's retracing back down. It's up 5.83% still this morning. And then we'll take a look at XRP's market cap to see exactly where we're flowing. And then at the very end of this update, we're going to talk about this. Ripple XRP outperforms top 10 assets with a notable 15% surge to 4-month high. So we'll talk about that as well. If you want to see that article, please watch until the end, and we'll get this in a timely fashion. If you are watching right now, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video. As I believe in due diligence, I believe no matter if we're going up like yesterday or we're retracing like today, we still need to be here every step of the way. If you are a fan of XDC, it's been on a tear lately. We had the buy order and to expand our portfolio at 3.96 cents, and now it's up to 5.3 cents. I initially bought it at 2.8 cents, but decided to buy more after a 40% drop. So that's a pretty special thing there. I still think the market, this is a prototypical retracement. If we want a continuation, we had to retrace after that push up yesterday. So while a lot of people are becoming nervous over the current market flow, I'm not nervous at all. This is a prototypical retracement, and I'm going to show you within the technical analysis when, in fact, you would have to start to worry and the levels that would have to be attained for us to feel like we've fallen bearish again. But right now, this is a retest from a bullish position. It doesn't look like it when you have down days, but this is absolutely a bullish retest. And as long as we don't lose the area I'm going to show you, this is still very, very much bullish. And this is more than likely just the first of many stages to this rally. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this update. It'll allow more people to find this community, not just new viewers, but older viewers as well. As when YouTube recommends it, now it becomes part of the algorithm and it pops up in more and more people's feed through YouTube when you're searching, and allows us to expand our community. So good morning, 10:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So it's always easy when things are running. It becomes a lot more difficult for most, especially from the mindset when it turns red. We showed signs of trying to have a continuation, but once it reversed, we talked about for XRP especially. If you were in the live last night, we talked about if it went down, we would have to back test the old breakout point, which was the rising channel resistance. That's our resistance right now that we're trying to consolidate. This is a bullish consolidation, folks. As long as we hold this consolidation, that's what we talked about yesterday. This is the consolidation that could get it up to 82 cents. So we need to consolidate and hold 67 cents. 67.3, 67. We'll just say 67, but we're looking to hold no worse than 67 cents. If we lose that, that's when it gets interesting, because if we lose the rising channel resistance, then it could bust this push up, and that could top out here a little bit. So we need to make sure 67.3 cents holds, and then we start to talk about our upward momentum. If 67.3 cents holds, your next big push is going to be up here towards 81 cents to complete this formation. This looks like a prototypical bull flag right now. Until we see otherwise, this looks like a prototypical bull flag here. So I'm very optimistic this morning that this, after a continued retracement, will end up finding its next level. But we do have to pay our due diligence here and see exactly how far we're going to go. And that's why I feel like this morning, if we're doing this properly, this is the chart that we pay attention to, because this is where we came up on the rising channel resistance. It took us a series of weeks, but we managed to come up and over starting on January 24th. And then by March 11th, we were able to break over. And now on March 12th, we very well might back test this like we talked about yesterday. Is if we didn't get over 75.14, we knew that we had to back test. So yesterday when we were being asked in the live, I got the question a lot, Tom, what happens if we do break down? And I said, it's not if. If we continue, you're more than likely going to have a retest. And I kept saying it behooves us. And not very often do we just continue on without back testing a pattern formation that's held strong for over 2 years in running practically. So the fact that we did come back down now and we're trying to retest this area, if we do this properly, it would show a lot of strength. But right now, we're still showing more signs of bearishness, as that appears to be a gravestone doji disguised as more of a bullish candle. But at some point here, if we're going to rally, we're going to bounce off this area, and it's going to be a very quick. You're not going to know when, you're not going to know how, but all of a sudden you're going to get volume pouring in. I still think when we're looking at this rotation, flare at some point here is trying to set something up. But we'll see, because it is breaking down right now. So we'll see if it tries to fill out some of this exhaustion candle here. And maybe the double bottom is somewhere around 347 or 374 if it wants to spin around and bottom. But we're going to see if we have bigger formations that form here. But flare, the reason I went to it is ahead of the consolidation that appears that XRP is on the same one. But I'm not convinced here about flare. I think flare's got something bigger working on. And we're going to see it in the days to come, that we're going to see another burst from flare eventually here. But right now, I showed that because before XRP had its run, XRP had a similar consolidation where it came down. This is XRP how it came down, rolled around, and then it popped out. Right now, I'm looking to see if flare is on the same line. So came down, rolled around. Now, if it bounces out here, I would still expect to have some kind of volatility. So let's just pay attention to flare, because it looks like it's starting to set up this pattern a little wider. And it actually makes it a little more profound here, honestly. This is actually a nice thing to see for flare. Whoops. For flare, I just deleted that uptrending support, but that's okay. The more relevant is to see if this is what it expanded into, because if we've expanded, this is beautiful. This is actually a nice pattern. So, and then if that's the case, if we did expand out, the cool thing about this is in real time, we can update the technical target. I know a lot of people own flare who are watching. As we bought at 007, you get 4.1% per month on monthly airdrops for owning flare. You don't have to do anything. I bought it on Uphold. It happens every single month. I didn't have to send in a snapshot. Don't have to send any BS to anybody else. So if flare breaks out, we're looking at 5.2 cents to the top side. If flare breaks down, because, every reaction, if it does the opposite, it has a counter reaction. Whoops. So I like to just be transparent and be able to move these on the fly. So now let's just say we were to break down. Let's just call it right here. A breakdown target with flare would be around 2.9 cents. So if flare breaks down, it's at 2.9 cents. If it breaks up out of this formation, then it would be, let's see, because I accidentally made that smaller on accident. And I like to be very accurate. So that would be the breakup target for Flare. And then the breakdown target. Right now in current environment, as long as we don't lose the 200-day right here at 379, Flare could be bullish here. And it could pop out at any moment. But just understand the downside risk there with what's to come with Flare. AMP, I said I would go into very quickly. AMP had a very, very parabolic burst out of here. It's consolidating. But I would not be surprised if it continues to drop down. When you have these big volatile swings like this, I mean, it was up. Last night, it was up like 250% over the last 48 hours. I actually bought at 0049. I had no choice on uphold, but I sold it at 15.6 cents last night. I had no choice. I was up in a matter of 2 days. My $400 and something investment just from a couple days ago was up to over 1600 roughly, 1700. So that was a $1,300 profit in 2 days. So I'm very happy about that. And whoever else watched that with us during the lives, it's another reason why it's valuable in the lives. I just randomly said I bought 93,000 tokens. I believe it's about to have a couple 100% rally, if not more. And now it's fulfilled that. It was a little bit more, but I knew it was on an explosive move. Right now, XDC, we knew it was on an explosive move. So with XDC, we broke out of this channel. We broke past the first resistance of 5.91 cents. And we know ultimately we have a technical target of 8.25 cents. So if you are a fan of Flare, of XDC, this beautiful retracement here, it needed to back test this as we were up some 18, 19, 20%, even a little bit further. Because we got up to about 33%. Now we back tested perfectly. If this back test hold, we could have an explosive move today. If it breaks down, well, then we're back into consolidation. But it's nice to see XDC moving. As we stated with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's got a chance here for a nice, beautiful continuation. We bounced around the market a little bit because it's been very, very, very explosive today. However, whenever I see these exhaustion candles in the 1 minute, this always makes me believe that we've put in a bear flag. Whenever I see something like this, and then it makes me feel like we've put in something like this, then we just have to exhaust it real quick. So I could totally see Bitcoin this morning, with the current momentum it's showing. I could see Bitcoin coming down a little bit here. Not like it's going to come down crazy, but I could see a retracement possibly taking effect. Now, it is trying to break out, so as long as we don't lose this low support that we formed, like the swing low at 71,345, this is still, it could technically be a bullish setup. And if this breaks up, we know we have a big move. Now, we had a technical target of 73,860 on the breakout from this current formation, but we've also got the top of this rising channel for Bitcoin. That's up there at about 75,280. So we got to watch this from a couple different angles here, because it's either we're breaking down 71,345 and then we're going to come back down here and back test around 70K, or we're pushing up to 73,860 real quickly. But in the current environment, I mean, could you really say it's bearish or bullish, or we just got to wait for the next trading bot to come online? Like right now, XDC is doing an amazing job for us. That retracement was key if it wants to continue. We needed to have that retracement to retest the breakout point. And now if we're going to continue, you start to see some volatility. Or if we're going to consolidate more, you start to see that. But XDC has had an explosive move here while the rest of the market's kind of sleeping, along with AMP. As we said, AMP was up overnight to about 17, 18 cents. For transparency, I did sell out at 16 cents on the way back down. I bought in at 4.7 or 4.8 cents just a few short days ago. And to be up 300%, it turned the $400 into over $1,600 in 2 days. So I was very happy with selling it out. And it's not because I don't believe in it, but I actually shifted some of it. So shifted it into some other things. But we'll talk about that on the live later. I want to continue to talk about XRP. But first, we got to look at the total crypto market cap. Total crypto market cap, they're all putting in what looks like a little bearish tendency here. Came up to a quick spike. If these, in fact, are little bear flags, this is going to push us down. And this might bring us down to like 2.5 trillion. Now, if we can rotate out, and for transparency, if we can hold this and we can use this as the breakout candle, oh, this would be beautiful. This would be our one way to avoid a further correction, as if we roll with this now and then run to 2.71 trillion. Then we could come up here without having a correction right now. And that is what the short traders are risking, is the fact that we are going to try to just rotate back out very quickly. So I'm going to continue to say it. If you're a leverage trader, be very careful. If you're a spot trader, it's king, because you can sit through the drops and you can let these take place and you buy during the accumulation. This is all stuff that we've done over a year ago with accumulation, and now we're reaping the rewards. Some stuff just a few months ago, and as with AMP, sometimes you have a momentary opportunity like 3 days ago or 2 days ago. That was a 2-day hold and it paid off 300%. So that's why I say you have to have a dedicated bag that's just not XRP, so that when something runs and you see something, you don't have to be like, oh, I hate XRP. It doesn't run like the rest. Oh, it had a 20% move yesterday, but AMP moved 250%. You know, you don't want to be caught up with things like that. You want to be able to play both sides. So, in conclusion here, for XRP, what we're looking for this morning, I think it's very clear. We're going to keep it very simple this morning. If XRP can hold this consolidation, we're coming back up and retesting 75.1 cents. And even if it breaks down, as long as we don't lose 67 cents, this is a very bullish setup. This is, in fact, a bull flag here. And it should be able to pop out. And if it exceeds and breaks over 75, we're going to be targeting 81 cents. And with this setup, if it plays properly, this would have the testicular fortitude here to break up to 71 cents. If we break down and lose this formation, then it gets tricky. But for now, just watch 67 cents as the all-being support on the rising channel breakout retest. And then if we break up and push past 75.14 cents, we have a technical move of 81.48 cents. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this update. It'll allow us to continue to expand our community and increase our reach by the day. If you are a fan of what I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As we just went over today, 20,800 subscribers. We added 62 new subscribers yesterday, which I'm blessed for. If you're looking to trade XRP in the USA, Canada, or the UK, as I found out yesterday, BITUNIX. You can trade on there. They have a trading license as of 22 in the USA, 24 in Canada. They have the lowest spot fees and leverage trading fees in the USA. And you don't need to use a VPN when you use their exchange. So no matter where you're from around the world, you're welcome, but you don't have to use a VPN. And you don't even need to do a KYC unless you deposit or withdraw to a bank account. So if you take funds from another exchange, you don't even need to do a KYC. That's in the pinned comments and or video description below. And there's also MEXC for the ones who it might not be available for other parts of the world. It's very, very vital if you're on the other parts of the world that you get a better deal, because we can't use MEXC in the USA, but if you're in other parts of the world that you can, they have no spot fees right now. That'll expire soon, but take advantage of that. But I encourage you to use BITUNIX, as all these other exchanges go down in high times of volatility. BITUNIX does not. So join me there. It's been a blessing in disguise for me. And that's in the video description below and or pinned comments. And then if you do appreciate my work and you want to go above and beyond, consider joining Tom's Army and get the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1. Or send one YouTube super chat per month is what I ask my audience to pay it forward to show appreciation for the exorbitant amount of time I use. So we've seen the technical analysis. Now let me leave you with this. Ripple XRP outperforms top 10 assets with a notable 15% surge to a 4-month high. Ripple's XRP token is the best performing top 10 digital asset according to Crypto Slate's top 10 gainers list for today, March 12th. According to data, XRP saw a significant 15% spike in its price over the last 24 hours, reaching 70.16 cents, but as we know, we moved up over 74 for a brief moment. This marks its highest level since November of 2023, a period when speculation swirled around a potential BlackRock XRP exchange-traded fund ETF application. Interestingly, the price gain was met with a mere or with a more than 250% growth in its daily trading volume, which stood at 7.5 billion as of press time. XRP's price movement follows a recent broader market rally that propelled Bitcoin's value to a new all-time high of more than 72,000. However, the market is enjoying a breather presently, with major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Cardano, and Solana posting modest gains of less than 1% during the past day. Ripple's Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz addressed investors' expectations regarding XRP's value, emphasizing its nature as a volatile asset rather than a quick win lottery ticket. I think of XRP, and this is David Schwartz, I think of XRP, like most cryptos, as an asset with high volatility that holders hope trends upwards over time. I don't think of it as much as a lottery ticket with the chance of a sudden large increase, though there's certainly some truth to that. Short shared a chart illustrating Bitcoin's steady price increase. I realize that in the moment of a bull or bear market, it doesn't feel like long-term gradual appreciation, and there's no guarantee that this is how any particular asset will look over time. Meanwhile, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse emphasized that the current bull market must go hand in hand with real world utility. Garlinghouse noted that the current market run was being pushed by introduction of multiple Bitcoin exchange traded funds ETFs in the US and the optimism surrounding the forthcoming halving event. Bitcoin ETF volume have been soaring. We're due for a halving, and the broader crypto market is following Bitcoin's lead as has historically been the case. However, he highlighted the industry's need to match the ongoing bullishness with real-world utility, which would result in a real and inevitable march of progress. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. And if you made it until the very end, please type in the chat, #BeBetterDoBetter. Have a blessed morning and watch this unfold without emotion.